to walk. We need that peace to walking. Maybe we need that peace to walking. Maybe the meditation to walk without the touch, the peace, every moment to adopt the happiness, and every moment the step that brings the fresh, the flower that blooms. With a kiss in the earth with your feet and bringing the love to the happiness and would be safe. You're safe inside of myself. I look for your love. Urge for the finding of your comfort. I'm not your ordinary. Not a political leader or the poet that you would want to think for the endeavor of the experience and the rest of the humankind. You'll find the caliber. The most sublime reason for you to have the consciousness and to have the human beings without obtain that transcending of the mantra. You can be amplification of the consciousness and you can be the philosopher. It doesn't matter anyway with the independence and the movement with the radicalness. For the competition that will find the rest of the suspension evolve inside the plot for the remaining. Or maybe it's the focusing of the energy and the spirituality that's undistributed for you have been founded for which you began to attract to the sign. The dynamic, a reinterpretation of the world you can be. Work for your own self. For the truth and the inner harmony and new consciousness, find a legacy which reflect the hopes of the golden future for you, or the bliss of identity, the Godhead, for the bride of that fire, for the accent in God's labor, and the witnessing of the spirit you can find and never ascend. These would bring hopes for the bride, for the collapsing of the now, for the closing, the shed the bloom for the earthly rose and slain desire. Beauty, delight, surrounded by the light, and I found the reason departed for the camp there for find delight. Image of ecstasy, the thrilling in the marvelous face for the feeling and the kiss and the voice of infinite and the sounding of my heart. Home, the one stand, the radiance never to be apart. My God, the living Son. As much as God's labor for the bliss of identity can't contract. My love has an invitation, for the nature is taught and already in ways to be redeemed. A part of myself embraced with the fearless bound, for the joy, the love, for the bidding in wolves, blessed, with a rapture flaming through the nerves and the cells and the hours thrill for you. You living like a wine cup of ecstasy. I'm the center for the vows you made. The circumference for the soul, for the great luminous and the white in my mind. Will bloom in a sense. Now maybe I can feel me to thrive in eternity. Inside that beat. Inside that beat. In my kingdom. Or that dream boat. Or that gas for the mother was God. The leaping of wine find the kind, the fear, the love of God, the fear of death, the weeping of maybe a good as some have said. The shy God, I'll yield to fate, and that force that double strength and you contain. Now I'll make that tear death and smiling in the beckoning of the far life. And that bridge for the pedestrian miracles for the persistent breath. Despair for the anguish and the tragic grief. Or the dry set of eyes for the much distress. Or the asterisk, or for the relief, or the man that accompanied the fear. Not follow the foolish man, but the place to find a reference. Also within you. Because you are one. Like a pilgrim in the night. Don't fear. There's only life. Your invitation to self. For you to walk in the physical acts. Two opposites but now long gone for the pages and life for the death of the words and led for the ages and this is but mind in disguise. Into the life that we are surprised. Collecting within one opening for the liberating truths undreamed. Life after death. Death. Once yourself. Later God. For you to seek gathering of dreams in silver air between the gold and the blue. Wrapped them softly and left them there for the drools and dreams of youth. And I hope to build a rainbow bridge. I hope the marrying soul to the sky and the soul for the dancing planet for the midge. And this is too bright for the heavens and too far away for the frail for the ether. Maybe the splendid southern light for the you cannot stay for the roots were not deep enough. And who could bring those heavens there? You can find the Lord's way for the concerning of the Godhead. Like I soar earth for ignorant laboring man for the groan. Texting of the roof and the gaps and the gates and the death of the birth. We've been digging up beneath it so long you can find a bed for the river song and home for the deathless fire. And I can find it. These the sense of the world beginning hoping with you. And Nabbers for the sorrow and all things to come pure. I halfway gleam with the stumbling life of the casting upon the underlying ones. Man life for the tortures of the hope leading to the failing edge. And
you will live for the short-term visiting others, seeking other spiritual relief. Or you could be the refugee in transit for the activism villainy, for inspiration to do that by maybe your diverse nationalities and race and religion, in order to expose yourself to the sex and the mindfulness, taking care of the present moment, being profoundly aware and appreciative of your life, despite the fact that they never need only finding the strength for the leader in the spiritual world. Prose poetry is prayers and you work for the teaching, for the appealing of your audience, of the ears, for the drawing more for the people with each tour, for the philosophy is not limited to find your structure. Wholeness with the intercoming and drawing a crowd for you. Give me reconcile as a teacher looking for the disciple, or to meditate you and me. I will kiss that earth. I will look from the heavenly eyes of the soul. I am not your average soft-spoken advocate of peace, but walk in touch in the peace of every moment, in touch of happiness for every thought. Your love. When we feel safe in ourselves, sometimes I look for her. Sometimes I look at me, and sometimes that joy is the source of the smile, but sometimes that smile can be the source of your joy. You are me, and I am you. It is obvious that we are inter-art, the cultivated flower for the soul, and I can be beautiful with transformation for the garbage inside of myself that you do not suffer, but I support you. And I'm here to bring you the peace in you, here to bring me the joy. That teacher will be looking for the disciple, only the book bring forth for the looking of you, for the child, for the time, for the purpose of the mouth that still lay in obscurity. How do we find hope and belief when we can't be? And I hope to be unconscious for the many times I go in two directions and then find yourself leaving. For the ancient mountain looking for the distant lands and recognizing the steps of so many different paths that you can find confidence throughout you have been lost and go have found your way from finally paying back to me for the manifestation of myself right here to the path of treading for the goal you look. You were a stranger, you cannot see the connection between you and the former lives and cannot remember. You cannot even recognize me. Maybe we have joy for the walking together and find the long time for the foot of old poem pine. Maybe the stood side by the silence for the hours of floating upon yourself and calling us into the wind. You have picked up and given to me the fist of autumn leaf, and I have taken you for the live, for the forest, for the deep and the slow. Whatever we go, we'll always return unto the ancient port to be near the moon and stars, and fight for the big bell every morning for the sound of heavenly living being to wake up and have silence. We're quiet and have taken boats out to the sea for the rescue, for the adrift, and this is the way we do for the banking of the opening a way for the stepping and missing the step space outside of your space. And many years of the work into the tears under the net of time when we have saved up the life of the shitty stars and making it torture. Helping those who want to go home but after the decades and wandering the distant places that we have been. Or maybe it's come back to life for the teaching of the brothers or the sisters who long ago believe for the compassion, although knowing it's not true for the separation because I'm ready for the selling, for the playing, for the prodigal son, for this is why I promise and I should be here for you. Sometimes you in danger, sometimes you had land for the unconsciousness and hot sands for the frontier. Bring manifestation for the myself, for the cloud, for to bring you the cool shade. I can bring the late night for the cloud becoming the dew, the compassion for the nectar falls to drop by you to drink. And sometimes you sit within the deep abyss or completely alienated for the true home. And I like to throw myself to you and climb the area for the where it's just light. Discover the again the blue, the sounds of the brook and the birds. And sometimes I recognize you for the burn. Wherever I've seen in you, I've raised my hand and made a signal to whether it could be the delta of the north, or sometimes you with the golden full of the moon hanging. And maybe it was the little bird flying over the dolly, because I seen you, but not have you seen me. The walking in the evening, misses your clothes have been soaked, but finally you come home. And sat at my feet for the ancient. You listen to the birds calling for the monkeys. You are the screeching morning chanting echoing from the halls. You have come back to the determination for the birds of the mountain joyful that you can find the bright sun. You know, my child, you are the clouds and still floating in the vault with the sky for where you are now. It's ancient as the mountain that you stand there for this. Because to the present moment you can although find the crested wave still going to the other direction. You look again and you will see me. You see me, the leaf of every flower. The flowers and the bug, you can call my name and see me ride away. Where are you going? Off of some trees. With the fragrant flowers in the morning, you can never been there. Apart from stream.
grasses that remain for the great soldiers of imperial dreams. For the chasing out to the road, for the bringing of chaos and allow it to come to bring peace. You are joy, or slow enough to be the snail for the mountain. But the Zen master teaching that pure mind is the eternal. Or to attain the enlightenment to be aware for the one, for the nature is necessary. Go beyond your ordinary thoughts when we are free from the form for the projections and ideas. We can be aware for the reality is which is all pervading. Climb out which you can be confused by thoughts and experience duality in life and uncumbered by the ideas and enlightenment to see the one reality. You are an inherited paradox. But because of the goal for the Zen, for the cannot adequately describe the words, but they often appear to be talking in riddles as if we try to point out their students towards the nature. For the consciousness that would all be pervading, let it move for the grasp. It's present everywhere, for there's nothing else it cannot do or contain for having. You planetless wisdom. Those seeds will be able to continuously see. Teachings are noted for the compact, for their terms nature, for this is because the enlightenment cannot be attained by the studying of complex scriptures when it comes to mirror practice. Have you heard of a single Buddha put their hands? For the sake of prayer for the scripture. What a wind that settled for the blossoms that have fallen bird seams in the mountain growing dark for the wondrous power of the Buddha. Or your flower seems. Or it could be a garden. Or it can be a high shine. It could be you for the wisdom of your mastery. Whatever you find true to yourself. I am not sensed for the only posing of the threat, or the threat, or for the understanding of the teasing of the joke and the getting your friends to laugh, or maybe the far eastern way for you can live alone for the caves and the primitive ways, and I want to go hype for you to be little is known. That's life, and you is somewhat of a legendary. That would make sense for so many people can ask for the road to Cold Mountain, but no road reaches cold. And ice won't melt for the sun comes out, but gets obscured by the mist and imitating me and where does that get you? My mind isn't like yours, and when your mind is like mine, you can enter. Here's that message for the faithful. Cherish to find a way to see your nature as naturally. Heaven bestowed for the perfect looking upon the proof and the leading of the stray leaving the trunk. Or to the searching among the twigs and get you stupid for the mountains. That you are lingering watching the things, and men, you cannot go too far. Grass is not finding matches for the blue sky, making a good quilt. Heaven and earth go about the changes, and you find your Zen. Especially through a song such as